Crash, do you want APP or the other one you sent me? Or we can do both if there's time at the end. Let's see. Ghostwalker. COPX. Cool. All right, I got these wrote down, guys. You got to stick around. If you bail early, I won't go over them just because it makes no sense to go over them if you're not here. All right, guys, welcome in. Oops, not a good start. There we go. Start with 1K here. Looks like we got most of the regular peeps in here. Quick housekeeping thing. Next weekend is the Super Bowl, and it's right. You know, if I did the scan when we normally do, it'd be right at halftime, and I figure there'd be like nobody in here, and we also might be hosting here at my house. So I talked to Archon and MMA, and we're going to push it to Monday night or possibly Tuesday. So next Sunday, I'll send out a message Sunday afternoon. But have fun next weekend, guys. Watch the Super Bowl, be safe, but don't worry about market scan on Sunday. With that being said, guys, we'll start with SPY quickly and kind of move on to your requests as usual. I'd like to give you guys just kind of an overall market analysis, kind of what to play off of. I always teach it's best if we're having, a really, what day was that? Thursday, a really bad, or a hard sell down bearish day. It's best to look for other plays because most likely the name or the play, if you're looking in Apple, Apple's in SPY. If you're looking in whatever it is, it's included in that name that's going down and dragging the name down. So it's best to, ride the wave, ride the momentum. And if we're having up days, it's best to look for bullish stuff. But just want to kind of go over this quickly, guys. I'm on the 4-hour chart here. As of now, we're under this where we closed Friday, and we're under this kind of 691. So the 695 is still I know we pushed over it, we poked over it, but we have not had good closes over it, continuous day closes over it. So until we clear this and hold multiple days, I'm still calling 695 our top. Again, I know it says 695.3, but just this upper range is kind of like my danger zone. Down here, the 677 is our lower extreme zones where we're getting hard bounces. And kind of in here is our middle and upper to mid. And so the 691, if we open around that, guys, that's kind of going to be my focus for plays this week, or at least for tomorrow. And as I zoom in here on the 30-minute chart, that's kind of what I'm doing here. And you can see how concentrated just on Thursday and Friday alone, this big thick line here right in the middle of my screen, that price action, we sold through it. We pushed up, we battled at it Thursday for these are 30-minute candles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles before the breakout. Come back to Friday. It's no coincidence. It was our bottom, bounces, sold through it. It's our tops. So that was kind of the magnet on Thursday and Friday. And so I expect, a little bit of the same coming into Monday. So not going to be super bearish on the day, but if we're kind of selling through that 691, short term within, a couple hours in the morning, if we're under that and we're failing to break over, I'll be looking for some puts or some bearish plays just to kind of play this nice lower range here. And if we peak back over, like any break and retest, or overnight, if we push over it and we start bouncing that, I'm going to treat this as our floor here, and this is our top up here. So I'm not going to scale in 0DT puts like I always tell you guys, and I'm not looking for this right away, but this is just our upper range of what's possible. We could push up to here and reject, how you see clearly all day Thursday. I know that we got some morning wicks, but like that was our top, over 629.2. And so that's kind of my game plan of how I like to look for plays in the market. I just kind of find big level outlook, scenarios, and just kind of ride that wave. If we get a little bit weak on the day, let's take some puts. If we look a little bit bullish on the day, let's ride that wave to the upside. Any questions relating to SPY? Unmute your mic or put in the chat. If not, we're going to jump right in because we got lots of requests tonight. I'm going to skip QQQ for now, guys. We can circle back or make a request, but I don't want to make you guys wait too long because I kind of ramble a lot. Crash, you're up, brother. PSTG, we already got some lines here from maybe you, maybe Norvin, but I want to show you what I look at, or what I'm looking at here. PTSG. Oh, wait, right? No, PS. Sorry. I'm tired, guys. PSTG. There we go. Let's zoom out here, brother. I'm going to show you kind of what I was eyeing. Like I said, I got some drawings here from somebody. I drew this green little bounce zone tonight. 1 second. I drew this little green zone here because, like I always say on setups you guys send me or stuff I talk about, like it can go down more for sure, but like to me, the reward is kind of gone for chasing puts down here when I see these bounces. I know it went lower when it goes under, and we kind of reject this zone here. But to me, 10 out of 10 times, I'd be looking for a bounce down here at this 69 zone. Do we poke under and do we get this daily 200? That was the biggest thing I wanted to point out to you is kind of the play attention to these bottom these wicks here, kind of 68.5, and then this daily 200 that's just kind of chilling down here, and it's now catching up on kind of this consolidation down here since this looks like the beginning of December down here. So a couple months, 2 months, 3 months of consolidation now, and that daily 200. So that's a big algo trigger. If you're a long-term investor in any stock, you don't want to slice through that 200-day moving average. It's generally a pretty bearish signal. So I for sure, man, I don't know if you're looking day trade swing trades on this, but anything off this 69 zone here, and I'll zoom in just a little bit smaller time frame, we can see it's not perfect every time, but if you can grab these wicks here, I know some of them are pre-market, but like that is where they're like, hey, we're done selling, or we don't want this to go down anymore, and they're bouncing that. So if we nibble over this like 69.86, you might be able to get entry, but down here, man, um, all day long on this level here, man. Does that kind of look? Oh yeah, asked about a couple months. Yeah. So is that kind of what you're looking for? Does that kind of help? Because that's definitely this is what I'd be seeing down here. Like for sure, I don't know anything about this name, but I see a chart like this, and it's like buy that bounce. For me, I don't even want puts on this thing until we kind of break under this green zone and this daily 200 moving average. So like it would have to slice this retest, and then we're just playing all that price action down here. So definitely lower range bounce zone for sure. But yeah, let me know if you get an entry on this one, man. It's definitely a nice setup. You're not chasing anything. You're not chasing tops. For me, this is just nibbling on the bottom here, and hopefully it works. If you can catch that move for sure. Kind of quick, but hopefully that works for you. Avenger. Let's look at Starbucks, man. This thing's been on a run. I stopped watching it like 93, no 90 or something a couple weeks ago. Don't know how ugly my daily chart is. We'll see here. Just kind of want to see big picture what we got going on here.
I was talking 90.5 1K and you have 90.3, so they're about the same.
Nice. Yeah, and I bet that is that 90.5 on these wicks here. 96.2.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah. Let me get a line here and see. Um,
And I started from the daily too, so
yeah,
you're right
yeah,
where I
definitely.
was
This
looking.
is it's good mindset. I know this is kind of clunky on the daily here, but we're seeing that thick line, big buybacks on the bottom. So, chasers with puts are for the most part getting wrecked. Break under, it goes for more, break under, retest, they reject it. But for me, it looks like it stopped where are we at right now. Right about 92 and some change. So they stopped right at the daily 20 moving average, which for me, not really an accident. Those algos are kicking on the moving average. So we'll call it 92 just for tonight. Yeah, for me, let's see here, got a drawing mode. Yeah, we broke out in that big green zone I was watching too. So, yeah, for my game plan for a day trade, buy if we get a double bottom here, we'll see where this kind of volume opens up pre-market. But 91.14, you can play just from technical standpoint. That zone there. If we open under it, I would abandon that and just use this as your top, meaning they sell through it. You're playing that rejection of the weekly low is a very, very technical thing that I like to do. And then you could take your puts down the bottom, that zone you're watching, or if you're not around or don't want to take puts, whatever, I would just set alert for that zone down there. Um, that would be the spot for sure. But my first instinct is kind of let's see where that daily 20 opens up. We had a down day, so it's probably going to stair step down a little bit, and then see kind of where this after hours action holds. We're about 90.9 right now. And then we can kind of see, but I don't, we could buy this bounce over 92. We do have some wick rejections. We bounced over that on power hour. So that was a decent setup there. But um, for me, I would rather like play a double bottom. I think that's a better entry, better risk reward for a setup that I like. And yeah, it kind of lines up with, yeah, this zone right here. So this would be a top, a bottom, a bottom. I know it sliced through, they reclaimed it. And then boom, same thing. That's my bread and butter right there. So it formed that top over here we just looked at. We came back to it, and what did it do? It defended it best it could. It closed over basically. So yeah, it sold under, but the next 30-minute candle bought back up and defended that zone there to the left. Does that kind of line up with what you're eyeing? I know we were looking at that 90.5 ish, but we'd have to be either patient, take some puts down there, or we could catch that bounce zone into there.
Yeah, thanks, 1K.
Let's see, Errol, you're still in here. Perfect. BMNR. I see a couple more requests in, guys. I'm just going the order of the chat. I'll get to them quick as I can. BM. Oops. I feel like this one is kind of familiar. Let's see. Ooh, gap down if we're believing that move. Damn. All right, let's check the daily. We got some lines here from somebody. Errol, what were you looking? I don't. What was on the chat? Let's see here. You said didn't say anything. Are you looking for shares or day trade? I can't remember. Oh, version of okay, interesting. What's your average if you don't mind? You don't have to say how many. What is your dollar cost average right now? Because we gapped below this, and we are at 21.3 ish. Good enough just for tonight. Weekly. Yep, this is all we got to work with. Man, let me go back to the daily here and just there's not much down here. Oh, my volume profile is not set for daily like this, dang it. Abort that for now. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of information down here, man. I don't like that at all. Because we basically got whatever this is an IPO or news down here, and the big jump in the pump, and it kind of just this big engulfing here all the way to the left. We don't have a lot here. So Bitcoin related, is Bitcoin getting smacked right now, or why the gap down on this? That's a pretty healthy gap down. So I'm just looking here on the daily. This is what what I would be looking for, but there's not much here. Basically, I just have a line drawn of where it's settling out. Should you buy more? For me, I'm not going to buy the first sign of blood on something like this. Just that's not how I work. If it's a gap down into like proven volume or proven support, daily, weekly, it's means to do so. But for me, it's really just no man's land because if it's like, I'll see if it'll let me go back far enough. So if I tell you, yeah, just buy more now. Let's see how bad this messes up. See if we can scroll here. Yeah, there's just no information here. I don't love that. Just there's no information here for what I would do for here. For me, give me 1 second. Let me get back into a zoomed in look. So basically what I would do is I would treat this similar to an ER reaction is basically if this, let's just say this is an ER down here and a gap down to here, I would just do the 3-day rule we try and teach you guys. So maybe, Wednesday, Thursday, if they kind of hold here and they just kind of settle out here, meaning like, sellers are just like, okay, we did our work, or they're just kind of giving up, like I say, so to speak. And then like buyers are kind of defending this zone. You can nibble a little bit more here. Or if I tell you wrong and they just have a big bounce day Monday and then Tuesday we're right back here. If we're back up into here, this is like for me, it's return to the same game plan as you have a proven level here, which would be the double bottom on the daily, and then you can nibble in because it's a proven support zone reclaimed. But down here, there's just nothing. And if I tell you, hey, buy in, when you're able to, after hours or early session, and they just keep selling, 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 I don't know where that thing's stopping because there's not much happening after that gap up on the daily. So yeah, I would just wait. I know it's tough to see red, and I know it's a decision time of like, okay, are you truly catching the bottom and we bounce, or are you catching a knife and we keep dropping more? Like on Spy on Thursday, I caught the knife and it hurt. So if you remember, or if I remember, I'll try and get a hold of you in Discord, and we'll kind of see where this thing shakes out. But yeah, even though it's a long term hold, I don't know. I just if you have money set aside, I mean, do your own thing, your own mindset, but just don't get so heavy on your port. You're like, well, shit, I have nothing else, no other money to use for this, and now I'm just stuck in something that is eating up my whole portfolio. Portfolio. We definitely don't want that. Copper. Who was that? Was that Ghost Walker? I think you're still in here. Guys, hit me with these precious metals. I think the big story is precious metals, guys. I mean, someone correct me. I'm the idiot. I think these are running when there is more fear, uncertainty in the market. Sort of market hedge. Is it, if the dollar's weak, does this go, or am I way off? Like I said, I'm not going to pretend to know what the hell I'm talking about. We can definitely chart this purely from a technical standpoint, but as far as like sector momentum and stuff like that, River's good. Joe's really good with it. I'm sure Tilio is if you can catch him in the pro chat if you're a pro member. 80, we're trading about 82 right now. So I'll get some lines going for you here from just a technical chart setup. See what we got going here. What I say, we're at 82-ish, but let me get this recent close here. We'll call it 82. So that would be the daily 20 and that bottom wick on Friday if that holds. All right. Are you in this? Let's see. Bullish on shares. Maybe leaps, not yet. Okay, cool. That's a good game plan. You got a pretty good average on shares. Could be a long-term hold, could be a quick flip. Either or is okay. But a couple more lines here where you can nibble down if they come in here. There's not a whole lot to work with here. All right. So I would do leaps. That's tricky again because I'm not good at this sector. If you do take leaps, this will be kind of a generalized statement for anybody. You always, even with the leap, for me, I would scale in because something like this, you're catching. It's not at all-time highs, but at this massive, massive run, it's like, yeah, it could be a leap, but it expires in 365 days or more. But it's like if we just keep trickling down, 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 it's like you're just seeing instant red, and you're going to have to day trade and or swing trade some puts against it, or at least I would. But again, purely from a chart standpoint, we're back testing some good levels. So if you want to do some short-term swings on this, some day trades on this, if you are a day trader, this is how I would do it. I just play breakout retest, breakdown retest. So this would be quickest example right now is a breakdown retest. So we're breaking down through a support zone, which is here. This was our top. It was our bottom. It should have been a bottom in the after hours. It is sold through. So a retest, market opens. We push up to here. We start rejecting. We didn't get any really rejections here. We pushed up and blasted over that. So a bearish breakdown retest would be get your puts there. Small risk because you're not holding puts to go against you all the way up here. It'd be something quick charting here. Basically, anything over those little clusters right there or Friday's low would be a stop out for me as well. So you take puts and you're saying, hey, I'm in at 82.16. I'm willing to hold up to Friday's low wick. Maybe we push up into it, reject it. I'm back break even, and now I'm making money. Boom, cash in your puts. On the top side, any breakouts over this, I would not be in puts. I would be mindful of that low wick reaction on the way up. They could smack it down. But again, breakout, retest, breakout, retest, go. Breakout, retest, go. Question mark, we know. That's how I'd trade that. First order business for me, definitely kind of this 82 to 82.16 pocket. If this stays weak tomorrow, not saying we go to 80 in a straight shot or in the first 30 minutes, but you can see with this upper range up here, rejects, what do? We kind of trickle down into this 81, trickle down this 81, come into this 81, we tag the 80, come into this 81. So definitely $2 down move could be expected. It could happen in a week, it could happen the first 3 minutes of the day. We don't know. But any holds under 82, for me, I'm not really a dip buyer for short-term stuff here because there's some bounces in here, but there's also a lot of rejections. I don't like to play. I just kind of call this junk here when I tell people, oh, you need to, kind of chew through that, to get to the bottom side. I would, if you're playing that bounce, there's just a lot to work with there. But any bounces to the downside there, look for that there. But any closes under that, it's a clear shot or quicker shot, excuse me, to the downside there. Hopefully that helps you. If not, send me something in DMs and we'll talk more. But nice request, decent chart for sure. Hopefully it works out for you guys. All right, trying to get caught up with the chat here. Leandro, you still in here? You are. Let's look at KO. We'll do it. Super Bowl. I wanted the Rams, but I'm pulling. I'm just reading the chat here from Always Be Winning. I'm pushing for I don't hate the Patriots enough anymore now that Brady and Belichick's gone. I don't dislike them. I would just let's let Seattle get one. Feel good about it since I think the last time they were there, they didn't run the ball on the 1 yard line.
Watch them throw it again.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Like if it comes down to a close game, they're going to be talking about that. Where did KO stop at? Let's check that weekly here. What did it do here? See if it makes sense. I always like coming back to stuff and going, oh yeah, that's where it stopped. Wrong thing here. Big thick line. Let's check the weekly. Unless this is I don't think this is all-time high. Could be wrong. Is this? No way. Was that a new all-time high for KO and I wasn't there to follow it? Wow. I think it is unless it's more than 10 years old, but we'll roll with it. All right. Leandro, are you thinking day trades or you swing trader? I can't remember. It is all-time high. I got you in the chat. Cool. Let me know if you're a day trader or swing. I'll kind of tailor to what I would look for in a setup here because this is very, very nice levels. This respects levels very nice, I should say. Sorry. Swing. All right. We need a couple back test levels for sure. It's got this red zone. If we had more time in class, that would be green, acting as support. So I'm grabbing this top here, this close here, because if we look left, it's the bottom of these wicks here. It's the bottom of that wick there. So we're going to tag this quickly. I know it's in hindsight, oh, by the dip there, train left that station. It just respects levels so much. Top there, boom, top there, full engulfing. If this is all-time highs, for me to get long, the risky long, and I say risky because you'd be the first, not you, but hypothetically speaking, got a drawing mode here, so I'm gonna pull this down just a little bit. So clear as day here. There's two options for if you want to be bullish on this setup. You didn't say, but that's fine. So if you want to take a bullish swing, it's simple. It's a break and retest. And I'm not talking like a 3 or 5 minute candle. I would need to see, I'm West Coast, so 7 a.m., 7:15. I would need to see a poke over this all-time high, and let's just pretend these are 30-minute candles. I would need two hammers or something to say, hey, they tried and dipped it down, and they bought it up. They're proving a hold. Take a swing. I don't know how much time you buy, but basically, for me, I try and teach. Let's just say, a month of time. So you're basically buying here at break even. We kind of chop up here hypothetically your most recent dip low. So your most recent higher low that is set, and that's kind of right here. So if you take entry here, we're now in February. Let's just say it's a March contract. You can have a tight stop underneath here, but for me, if you got a little bit of time, I'm willing to hold, a 40 cent move against me if it has time to see if this most recent breakout holds. But again, this is all-time high zone. There's little volume up here. You can definitely cut on a break under, just be like, okay, they're probably gonna break under. I'm gonna maybe treat this as a double top, sell your calls. They retest this again, get your puts, and you make money on your puts, and you just forget about the call loss. It's tricky all time high. If we're back test another level, I could show you more to work with, but that's kind of tricky. So right now we're dipping down a little bit. Again, this name has been on a huge run. Um, Not super bearish on it, but a little retracement would not be a bad thing. Definitely, if we get a retracement, look down at this 74 flat. It looks like we're ticking down towards it. So let's just say we kind of open at that most recent higher low. That's a good short entry. It's not as good as a double top, but you can easily play a short entry. And then if you're a swing trader, depending on how much time you got, target one, target two, this is quick charting. But basically, you're finding these reaction zones here on the way up and down. You're just looking to the left of the chart and going, okay, this was a top here. It was a bottom as a bottom. If we come down here, I should expect a bounce. And so if you're in puts, trim a little bit. Or if you're like, hey, I'm bullish on this name, I don't want to take puts, totally fine. So you need to get a back test on a level for calls. And for me, 74 or kind of the same thesis, 73 and a half, basically. This is a very, very nice level here because we got multiple 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day touches here. So proven level of interest here. If you take your entry, if you want to take a screenshot or write these down, 73.54 is what I would lean towards. Definitely can try it at 74 here because we got that top there that got bought back, or excuse me, engulfed over it. Would expect to see a bounce there. But again, if you take your calls, don't fight it. Maybe hedge your puts on the way down. But we can talk more in DMs if you'd like. I think we're talking DMs a little bit. Let me know how much time you've been buying on these and kind of build you a game plan. But swing with 5 days expiration versus a swing that expires in 3 months is a lot different. So a little bit tricky, but definitely tradable as well. So let's swap this over. I know I'm on my paper account, but at least get it green in case we come back to it next week. We can say, oh, remember that level? But yeah, that was kind of our top zone there. So nice request. I love playing that name. All right. Always be winning still in here. Sure. You wanna let's do Nike. I think that's NKE, correct? Yes. Ooh, we got something here. Was support, resistance, 61 and a half. What do we got going here? Let's check the daily. Ooh. Oh, this was Norman's setup. I don't even know if we got that. Remember we talked about this? I know he was in here, right? One of these we said, hey, breakout retest to that trend line. It worked nice. Let's pull this in here. Might be a good example of buying the dip. I wish I could make a custom something for that and not have to change it every time. So daily here. Just trying to figure out where I want a couple more lines here. Always be winning. Are you a day trader or swing trader? What are we looking at this one? Or you can let me know in the chat or unmute if you want. Just got definitely buybacks there. Looking for a day trade. Perfect. Let's see what we got here. Let's check the hourly chart. Zoom out just a little bit, see what's happening down here, if it makes sense. So I see if it opens in the middle of it, at least how I play, I'm going to call it a no man's land and be a patient trader, excuse me. So if we kind of open in here, I know this green zone, this pocket is not perfect, but hang with me here. I would, if you want to be bullish on this, I mean, one could argue right there that this could go a few ways here. So because I see the buyback here, and it kind of it makes sense where they bought it, but they also sold through this first. And so I like to really find like the lower extremes that would really overextend stuff. For me, maybe nibble at this double bottom from Friday's low, but if they slice it, let me zoom in real quick. I just want to kind of show you this price action here, but let's get really in on this nitty gritty here and kind of see. So if you bought there, that's not that bad. So if you do scale into trades, I know it's a day trade. So if this was a Thursday setup, I wouldn't say scale in. But if it's Monday, this is something I would totally do. Is I would, or I could tell someone to do with confidence. Try at this double bottom from Friday, and just if it's truly a partial position, this is only 16 cents against you on this proven big support here. Um, let's just say I don't know how big your port is. Let's just say you buy two contracts here for $100 each. They come down here. Like I would definitely nibble down and scale in the rest of your position here. Or if they kind of just open and they just slice it right away. If you're comfortable buying early at the open, 6084 I think is a very very good bounce buy for scenario number one, to be bullish on the setup. Um, Option number two, if we kind of trickle in here and we start kind of creeping up pre-market, any break and retest, I'm comfortable telling you to buy that 6165. You see it poked down, but you see how it's defended. They sold down, they bought it up, they defended it again, meaning they want to, they want to buy that, defend that level. Buyers want to defend that. It means something to them. Um, Daily and the weekly chart probably prove that as well. And so, but anything kind of like in between here, we trickle down. Yeah, take your puts, but I'm not looking for a final target, or it could be a final target here, but definitely trim into this Friday low for sure, because they could bounce that hard against your puts. Kind of a tricky spot. I can see why they bought this here, but also to me, it just makes more sense for them to do a quick slice, sell down, and buy that dip with confidence down there for sure. But anything in between here, kind of tricky. But if you're confident in your trading abilities, then you can definitely take your calls up into here. Sell most because you see that kick down there on the 30-minute chart. That's kind of a big deal. That first retest on the 30-minute here that kicked it down, it's a big deal. Bought up and retested, that's fine. But, grab your calls here at the open hypothetically, trim heavy, breakout retest. I know this is going to be the after hour session they push. Then you go looking for targets like this. But kind of a tricky spot. I don't hate the chart. It just kind of different where they bounced it Friday. I just would expect that. Maybe my charting sucks in this name, but it kind of makes sense, right? Where that 4-hour candle closed right there. So I guess it kind of, and they're bouncing it here again at 61. So maybe my charting kind of does suck. So that 61, good spot for sure. I know I'm kind of rambling on this name, but definitely day tradable back and forth for sure. Hopefully that helps you. All right, getting caught up on the chat finally. Lucas, you in here? You are. AMD puts, question mark. Day trade or swing? Because that dictates a lot. Let me know. Put in the chat or unmute if you want. Oh, right there. See, got to hedge the port with AMD puts maybe sooner. Okay, short-term swing. Okay, perfect. If I read the chat, duh. All right. Oh yeah, I can build you a game plan here for sure. All right. Hang with me here on my goofy charting style, but I think it works. I'm getting Avenger on it finally. I think my stupid techniques work. So this big thick line here. Look at that price action focus. I know sometimes the candles engulf it, but failed to break over, kicked it down, engulfed it, failed to break over, kicked it down. When they do break over, nice continuation up. When they do continuation up, they bounce it, they bounce it, they bounce it, under, bounce. This is the most important thing, is when they're under, look where it stops. Not every time, yes, but even here, they closed here, they opened here, the high a day, look where it stops. High a day, look where it stops. High a day, look where it stops. You get the point. So always start a larger time frame. I'm on the daily here to build a game plan. Now we're going to zoom in, kind of show you how, if you truly need to hedge against your porch, which is good, you're a smart trader, that's how you do it. For me, puts, this is what I'm not doing. I'm not chasing bottoms down here, brother, because you can see heavy bounce zone potential here. So this is just short-term outlook. Any retest. So if we kind of trickle into here, this is your golden entry tomorrow if you get it. If we push up into here and they kind of start rejecting here on the 30-minute, 1 hour chart, 15-minute chart even, but probably not less than 15 unless they're kind of back to back. That's where you take your short entry because remember, that was our proven bounce zone until it's not. So they hold this support, kill candle down. Will they do the next day? Pre-market, try and get over, can't do it, sell down. Push up, full engulf it. 30-minute candle, next 30-minute candle, what do they do? Engulf it to the downside. And what do? They retest that level and it rejects. So that's what you want to do. 235.88 for sure. I know it's quick charting, but that level stands out to me. And then on the downside, we're talking puts. So again, if you don't catch us move here, Lucas, it's a waiting game. Play. I know you weren't talking puts, but this is to me is all day long. I'm buying that bounce here on calls. And again, for puts, you're basically just waiting for a support level to break and a retest for confirmation because you don't want to chase bottoms like this because if you buy bottoms here and this bounces, you're getting smoked. Yeah, your shares are, crawling back green, but now the short-term call, or excuse me, puts is getting smoked. And so you basically look for some levels here. I don't know how good your charting is. I don't play AMD a lot, but I have some larger levels. So zoom out here. Remember how I said just now, wait for this to break. That's what you're playing. A breakdown failure. I know it engulfed it right there, but that's what I'll be doing, a breakdown retest. Very tradable chart here. Ugly after hours candle for here, early session. If this holds, yeah, gonna be a bit of a down day, but don't chase just because you're seeing deep red in the pre-market because they could be selling you right into a big support zone there. To me, I don't like a chase there, and so yeah, I got that 235.8, 229.4, and then 224.56. There's some stuff in between there, but again, those are the biggest zones where I'm seeing a lot of reaction back and forth. That's what I'd be kind of looking for. 1 second. All right. Golden zone, is that I don't know if it's trademarked or if that's what Nando says. That some of the fib extensions, like the middle two fibs or something.
I think it's the
Nothing against
50
it.
to the 60.
Yeah, nothing against it. I think it's super powerful. I know he talks about a lot, and I think he teaches it to you guys in the voice chat. I need to test it out before I, would talk about, be confident about it for sure. AMD earnings, yeah, that makes it tricky, man. My watch list, unfortunately, I think it's gonna be fairly slow. All these green dots are earnings coming up. Some are in like 10 days, some are probably next week. And so I gotta be really picky and choosy with stuff if I alert anything this week, just the stuff I like to trade. So gotta get through earnings. AMD's coming up, Amazon, Google, Nvidia. So next 2 weeks are kind of funky. Everybody's gonna want to catch the earnings. I let the shit shake out and just live to fight another day. I don't need to catch the earnings lotto. I like to trade stuff I can control, but that's just me. AMD. Shoot, are we caught up? Anybody in here that did not request anything yet? JT, iPhone, Hunter. Who else we got? Kevin, JJ, Matthew. You guys want anything? Don't be shy. We got time, man. That's why we're here to learn.
Well, IWM.
Oh, I knew it. Why do I even have to ask, man? Let's see. You got anything open on this one, brother?
Yeah, I
Ooh,
got one. I
ooh.
think it's a call. I think it's toast though.
Oh man, look at this though. Something I don't know. Let's zoom out. Let's see what this is. This is like perking my interest for sure. Is this 2.6? Is this upper zone? Is this all-time high for it? Like, did we make it this year? Just to
Yeah,
save.
it looks like it.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to waste too much time scrolling back, because I know it's like a huge consolidation for years, but okay. So, Ooh, look at this, man. So I like this. I might even trade this week. So don't worry about the Christmas tree shit down here. But this 258 flat, man. Let me just overextend this chart just to kind of, so no live you guys watching on your iPhones and stuff. So oops, wrong drawing. There we go. So a top retest and get there, but like big buybacks. Look at that defended. Look how that was defended on Friday. You said you might have a call that's toasted, but I'm not saying average more, but man, if that 258 holds, like man, this just screams buy the dip to me on this. It can go more or it can go down more for sure, but um damn, like yeah, I'm gonna get an alert set here.
Yeah, it doesn't expire until Friday,
Uh-huh.
but I think I just might reposition.
Were you just you're feeling a little early on it? Were you in like sometime this week on it, obviously, or
Yeah, I got in on Friday and I didn't get it. I got in on right there at the 260.
oh up here? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
that's not bad. Friday was tricky, man. I was just out of the markets. I was busy with work stuff. I kind of tuned in late morning and like I went to the 30-minute chart as I usually do on SPY. I was just like big pushes up on SPY and big 30-minute candles, like inverted hammers, candles closing on the first morning. I was like, man, I'm thinking to myself, hope people are okay because that's some tricky price action unless you're really catching those scalps perfectly. That's tricky for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate that for trying to buy that dip at 260, but we see that break under and that retest and that failed break over. Obviously, in hindsight, I can say that to you, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what contract is. I don't know if I'd tell you to average down if you're down big, but like to me, this warrants another shot here at 258. If that fails, before I get on too much of my high horse on puts, what is that level underneath there? Yeah, because I think this was a new all-time high back in December. Yeah, but if this 258 fails, guys, there I don't have my volume profile set up correctly. I don't want to waste too much time, but there's not a lot of volume going to be here at 258. Let me see if I can prove it or show it hypothetically. So when you see big fast moves like this candle, let's just pretend this is all-time high. This is a big fast move. There's not a lot of transactions in these candles versus like a slow chop climb up. When you see a big 30-minute candle like that, that's a big move. And so under this 258 here, I don't want to eat my words. I just want to look at the price action really quick here. This could be a really good short set too. First and foremost, like I said, I would advise people buying that dip at 258. But again, if that slices, don't hold, don't hold hoping because I think that move, a two or $1.50 move down into these tops could come very quick and very easily. It's a pretty hard push here. It's a hard sell here, part of it pre-market, and then a big morning push here. So like one, maybe 2 days of information here. So it wouldn't take a lot to trigger a sell through that down in this. You get basically $1.20 move down on those puts. Again, not saying it gets in one shot, but if that 258 fails, just not JT, but anybody, and Matthew, I see your request in the chat. Give me 1 second. That could be a hard, fast move down because it's not like we have a bunch of like consolidation here and then consolidation here and consolidation. And we dip below that. You're like, okay, there's consolidation that might hold. There's not a lot here. It's just very fast moves up over basically that 256.8 ish. I can slap a line here just so we can get more accurate. But I just sometimes you get that gut feeling, and that's what it's telling me that could be a hard sell down into there, guys. A nice $1.20 move down. So again, buy that dip first because this says buy that dip. But if they sell through, if we believe this candle here, they sell that and they retest that 250 and that fails, like this is a short I would take 10 out of 10 times. And I'm not saying hold your full position for that $1.20 move down, but trim down because we can go the 15-minute and we can look, or at least how I trade, look where kind of candles are stopping and starting. But does this kind of make or break short-term moment? Not saying we're gonna get bearish all the way down here to 240s, but this zone has to hold, or I would expect some movement down into here in the coming weeks. So nice request, brother. I'm sorry you're right on that trade, but
Yeah, I think I'm gonna reposition, man.
yeah, this is just standing out to me, just like whoa. Like when I see stuff like this, it's just like instantly like, it comes with trading experience and just, a trading style I like. And this screams to me breakdown, retest, or breakdown, retest, double bottom again, try and buy that dip. If that fails, I would short that with confidence for sure. Doesn't mean it's going to work. I could eat my words and we could blast over 258. We cut it and look for the bounce, but that's a nice chart to play off of for sure, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
appreciate it.
yep,
The upside T is actually paying. I'm still in one of those, and it's at 200%
man.
right now.
This is too much hindsight, but I'm kicking myself. I think on Tuesday, was it last week? Did you switch up a main? You're like, hey, let's take a look at Verizon. Or was
Yes.
it? Damn
Uh-huh.
it! It was. I should have known because I'm like AT&T, Verizon. There's a big flow hit on. We either requested Verizon last week or 2 weeks ago, and there's a flow hit early last week or late Friday, 2 Fridays ago, and that freaking thing paid like 50 cents to like $250. I'm just like, it popped up, and I was in Discord. I'm like, okay, who do I send this to? I could not remember, and oh, I feel so bad now because I'm like, not that you would have taken it, but I'm like, I just wanted to show you because the one time that flow was, somebody knew something, and Verizon, I don't know if his earnings or, yeah, earnings. Damn it. They
Yeah, you see how beautiful that is?
Oh my God, they banked, man. Oh, we looked at it down here and they freaking banked. It was an earnings call or earnings play for them. And I could see the volume and the open interest on it, and they freaking held like, they bought it like $52. And I seen the cash out too. I think I'll have to look up and send you a DM now. I know it's you, but oh, that made me so mad because I save stuff on my watch list and I just check back each day, and like, because everyone thinks flow is just like a, infinite money glitch. But there's many times I see, Microsoft, I tagged like what, $40 million in calls. That person, if that was a true bullish bet, they held through earnings and they opened up to 75% red. So it's just to prove to you guys that, earnings, or excuse me, flow is not a guarantee. It does miss, but whoever played this, they freaking banked, man. But yeah, I'll send you the flow if you're curious, but I know it's in hindsight. But
So wait a minute, who are you using for the flow?
unusual wells.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I have not my own scanner, but I built off one that they give people. And then they made a new tab, which is great. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called. I'll have to look at it later. But anyway, it got flagged and I saved it. And then, like I said, check back the next day. I'm like, oh my God, these are up several 100%. But
Yeah, I'm in T. I got in a T on Tuesday, market close on Tuesday,
mhm,
and I'm still in those.
nice.
So, but yeah, Joe has some good filters for
He's good, man. I know he's quiet, and I like that. He's not a loud, cocky guy. Kind of just does his thing. And he's been here. I mean, he's not the owner with Tilio, but like he's been here since it started with Tilio. Like he knows his shit, and he taught me, everything I know about flow, which is not a lot, but like I ask him questions, DMs all the time. He's like, oh, do this, and this. And like, he's super good. And he has like a low IV float scanner. Like he does a lot of stuff. And he did, early in 2020, 2021, he did all the XLF. Like he did all the small port stuff back in the day. And that's what kind of got me interested in all the $30 contract stuff. But he's a really good trader. He mainly does longer term swings. He doesn't do a lot of day trade stuff, so maybe that's why he's not as tab is not super popular. But yeah, Joe knows his stuff, man. He's really good. United Airlines for Matthew. I don't know, man. Cruises, airlines, or cruises. I don't know why they got that pump. I usually look to see if it's something like maybe oil related, or maybe if one of them had an earnings we missed, Avenger. But
They all had like 10% days on Thursday.
yeah,
Wow.
DCL, NC. I'll come back to United Airlines one second. Yeah, they all like in sync moved. Like that's crazy.
Uber and Lyft had good days too on Thursday, but they don't have anything to do with each other.
I'll have to check that. All right. Matthew, are you a day trader, swing trader? What do you want on this one, man? Let me know that way I can kind of cater to what you like. Are you still in here? Yes, you are. Cool. Seeing clear and obvious 1 to 2 months swing. Perfect. So let me get some lines going for you here. It's as of now, a very, very clean chart down. This is really good for education purposes. This will be maybe a happy accident. You requested it, but super nice. I like what I see here. Just to show you, I don't know, the reason why I trade. This is like super, super perfect right here. Let me see where we're kind of trickling down here because it looks like everything is a bottom, but yeah, if we catch something on this, I'll give you credit, man. Don't know if that's your Discord name or your name in the Discord, but this is super nice setup here. This is to me like charting 101. I like this. So first things first, this is just like, this is beautiful. Sorry, I know we're just talking about stocks here, but we have a bottom, retest it, reject it. We make a new low, retest. Where does it reject? The most recent cluster. Sell down. Where does it retest? The most recent low. Sell down. Where does it retest? The most recent, like, sell down. Where does it retest? The most recent. Sell down. Retest the most recent cluster. Sell down. Retest here. So does the selling stop? Question mark. I don't know. But right now, clear and obvious double bottom form. So a low, a lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, a high, a lower high, lower high, lower high, and now we have a bottom and a bottom. So tomorrow, your first game plan, watch this one on 135. So thick line here. That was just beautiful charting. I just want to point that out because that's like my bread and butter trading. Obviously, in hindsight, nobody's in this, but to be able to like retest every single low, like that's perfection. But 1 on 135 here, just going to color it green, nice and ugly so everybody can see it. We're testing, we formed a double bottom. And to me, it makes sense, not really trying to be hindsight trader, but it's like, I see, let's see, I'm on the 4 hours. So I'm seeing all this consolidation here, consolidation, consolidation, a top, consolidation, consolidation, breakout. And so that's the question mark here, present day. You know, when I look back, you know, that's it makes sense why it formed a double bottom there. Very, very big zone there. They bounce all these levels here that I just charted quickly. It does make sense. I know it's not perfect, but that's what I like there. So first and foremost for me, if you did mention you're a swing trader, so 1 to 2 month. For me, this screams triple bottom, try and buy the dip. Sorry, I know I'm moving a lot. Let me zoom in on a smaller time frame here, 30-minute chart. All day long, 10 out of 10 times. In fact, I'm going to get alert here. I don't trade this name a lot, but it is in the sector I like to trade at or below. Let's see if they ping it. What was it saying? Okay, you got a bottom here. We got a bottom. I know it's not the low of the day, but the focus is they defended it, and they defended it why it was Friday's low, or excuse me, Thursday's low. And so now we're trickling back into that. What are we going to do here? So first and foremost for me, you don't have to play it at the open. Definitely not saying that because price action is very, very fast at the open. I don't want people to look at this and be like, oh, 1K says calls at the open and they just knifed it. Just I'm saying watch this. What I am saying though, watch it. Number two, I'm not diving into puts here when I see price action like this. So first and foremost, I would say be patient, and it's going to be at the open, or hypothetically, if we kind of trickle in here. And so you're basically looking for price action similar to this, meaning, look at, they're trying to sell, these are each 30-minute candles. They try and sell it below, failed. Where this one start right here, they dipped it down, they closed over it. Next one, they dipped down, they defended. They got one 30-minute candle close. What they do the very next candle, they defended it. 2 candles later, retest, and proven that this is still support. So I know they nibbled below it, but this is charting and candlestick 101, when you see the long wicks to the bottom, what should that tell you? Buyers are stepping in aggressively. So what do we try and teach you? Don't take puts at support. So be patient on this. Again, I'm not saying, because the spreads are probably kind of crappy on this, but if they hold this, let's just say 30, 45 minutes after the open, grab those 102 calls. Okay, then where are we going to sell? So I'm on a 30-minute chart. It's not a perfectly clean chart, but I'm seeing a bottom here. I'm seeing a bottom here. I'm seeing a bottom here. So I would either draw an alert or something like that. And this would pretty much be target one for me. I know we kind of got wicks here, but the wicks of this top really close line up to that. And I'm looking left now in real time. It's no accident. What is that? A round psychological number, 102.0. So that's target one for me. So let's just say it's sitting at 101.5. We're patient. We see two. Again, it's just too easy of a thing here. Now, let's say these are 15-minute candles. So it's 7 a.m. You take your calls at 101.5. You get a 50-cent move. 50-cent delta in your favor is going to pay you nice. Okay. We push over. Where's the next plan of attack? So for me, I'm focusing on Friday's close, and I'm kind of just looking left here. I'm seeing wicks. I'm seeing candle body closes right there. So maybe 102.25. And then this is glaring to me. This top side smackdown. We look left. Ding, ding, ding. It lines up right with that. No accident here. We look left even more. What's the focus there? That's our bottoms there. So target 2. Target 3, exactly real time how to play this, and then final target 4 up here at this level. Or if you're a baller and you got a runner, target 5. But that's all it is, you guys. You play the bounce if we're bullish, and you look left and you go, okay, if there's wicks on the bottom side, they're overhead, those are sell spots for me for sure every single time. But super nice trade. But again, going back to that perfect chart, stair stepping down. If 101.35 fails, don't hold for a deep loss. Find somewhere on Friday's low as your stop out. We scroll left. We scroll left. We don't have good price action there. This is a good example. Let's see. Not perfect. It's on the 4-hour. There's a lot of information here, but you see a retest that fails breakout over. And this one, let's zoom into a smaller time frame. Let's see if we can find that price action there. Just to kind of show you guys, like I said, if they break under support and they retest it, what you want to be looking for. See how far back I got to go. That was a quick move at the open. So that all happened in 30 minutes. So very, very quick move, but it proves, what's support, it's resistance. They retested it and they smacked it down like Shaq at the rim, just denied. So very, very nice spot. But first and foremost, again, nice request. 101.35. Look for that dip buy, send alert like I did. Let's just see what the price action does, and we'll go from there. Let's see. I think we got all requests in from everybody. All right, APP real quick, and then we're done. If you guys want to head out, you guys can. One more for Avenger, and then I'll end the class. But appreciate y'all being there. Yeah, Matthew. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if you take this, man. It's I think it's a fairly affordable. How much are weeklies? So February. $200. They got earnings coming up. Don't know. They just got done with earnings. So a weekly contract about 200. So it's kind of a lot for $100 stock. I'm sure they'll just a little bit, but you don't have to go right at the money. But yeah, fairly affordable. I mean, small port people, they may be pushing a little bit, but not super good liquidity, Matthew. So be careful on that. So I know I'm kind of sidetracked here. So open interest are people that, they have calls open overnight, and volume is volume traded that day. So this, let's just pretend market's open on a Monday. This 102 strike only 20 people, only 20, not 20 people, sorry, only 20 contracts were traded on the day. And so you have a $30 spread. So that stuff, you always want to look at the mid price, pull it open on your options chain. And the mid price is, I'm just throwing a number out, it's probably 255-ish. So try and get a fill like, I'm trying to write with the mouse. It sucks at 260. Don't ever market order at the ask because they're going to fill you at 272. And if like, shit, I didn't want that price, and then you market order out, they're going to market fill you at 240. And what'd you do? You instantly lost, what is that, $28 just for doing nothing. So be careful. Like SPY is like, oops, 0.01. It's a dollar spread. You got to be careful marketing in and out of anything, but yeah, not super liquid. If you have the portfolio for it, I know you mentioned, or wait, did you say swings? Yeah, sorry. The third week of the month, which I think is February, usually is the highest contracts, and it does show here. So the third Friday of the month, those 105 calls have the most open interest, 700. So yeah, try and focus on the third Friday of the month, usually has the most open interest in volume. And so the spread's a little bit tighter. And this is based on the close on Friday. So if this was open during market hours, the spreads might be tighter, but just be careful. Cause like I said, if you get into that contract tomorrow, you know, 2 people held, 3 people held. So just gotta be careful. You know, you buy 300 contracts, you try and sell 300. There's not 300 people with open sells right now. So you got to be careful on that. I did that once on some pump and dump, and I literally could not sell a contract. All right, APP quickly, and then that's it. Oh, what do we look at this event? This thing's dead. 464. Is that where it stopped? Yeah, let's get a wick down here. Interesting. It's trading about 465 now. Kind of about there. I don't know the name, but definitely one of those spots where I'm like, I think your time is done with puts, or at least for swings. Because I'm seeing this here. I'm seeing this bottom intraday. Yeah, Ghost Walker, good to have you in here, man. Catch you next or this week, man. Hope you have a good week. Yeah, that 462. I keep coming back to that. Check down the daily one more time. Interesting spot here. I know some people trade this name. Again, I don't know what they do, but definitely nice little range here. Nice little zone down here at the bottom. Yeah, Scotty, good to have you in here, man. If your cousin's single, send me your number. No, I'm kidding. Oh, this is recorded. Damn it. Double bottom action for sure. Avenger down here. This this thing trades heavy. Big move down here. But first and foremost, yeah, try and play that bounce if you're going to catch that. I think maybe Crash trades this name too. But some things I'm seeing here. Daily 200, we've only talked about once tonight, but look at that. That's what I was trying to talk about the other name. Don't short the 200, because look at these hour candles just go boop, stopped right in the tracks. And this is just algos kicking in, going, oh, we don't want to sell below the 200. And when they do, what happens? Big old kill candle down, like 495, $25 down when that triggers. Yikes. So back in this daily zone here to watch for sure. Big daily zone there for sure. So tricky spot. So first and foremost, again, daily, weekly lows. I'm always looking for highs and lows to either, short a top if something was, forming a top 3 or 4 times that week, or I find the low of the week, and here's our low of the week, I believe. And so, yeah, this 462.85 keeps sticking out. If that sells through, things can get ugly. I don't know if we can pick it up on the 4-hour chart, if I can zoom back enough, but I'm not bearish until that sells through. What price action we have underneath that? Not a whole lot recently. A few pokes on the 4 hour below it, and they bought it back up. So maybe I don't even want to be bearish underneath there, actually. Might be eating my words a little bit, but tricky spot because they are buying it back pretty much all the way down to 458. The wicks there, big buyback wicks there. So interesting spot. I would believe that people want to be holding that big zone there for sure, right into there. So earnings are in 2 Wednesdays, so tricky spot to watch on that one. But
Will the contracts be affected by earnings, or it's not close enough in time?
I want to. I mean, like 7 to 10 days, it really ramps up. If you're buying, definitely, contracts that expire within this time for sure. If you're like looking at like, I don't know, just, I mean, a June contract would be super expensive, but I'm not going to say IV won't go up, but it would probably move or get affected less. Yeah, like so IV on the weeklies are like 54, higher on the OPEX. But if you're looking at like, let's just say May, I mean, these contracts are expensive, but it goes up a little bit. Interesting. So earnings would be this week of the 13th. And so that'd be something to watch. Oh, wait, that's probability on the money. Duh. Man, this name is this. Look at that IV. That's just the normal IV on that. Damn, 130%. Wow. I guess I'm just used to my cheapy names, but interesting.
Oh, that has to be from the earnings, I'm guessing, because if you
Yeah,
scroll down,
maybe it is starting to ramp up. There's somewhere quickly, I don't know where it's at, but somewhere you can do a like a historical IV or something. You can like watch it and plot it. I don't know, somewhere on
dude,
YouTube.
Thinkorswim has so much stuff. I don't know how to use half of it.
Yeah, dude, I'd use like 10% of what it could do. But yeah, something to watch. But yeah, not a name I trade a lot, but definitely tradable chart for sure, for sure. All right, y'all. I need to get some dinner and relax a little bit tonight, but super good request tonight, you guys. Appreciate y'all being here. Most of the regulars, some new faces too, but let's have a good week. Start strong on a Monday, and we'll see y'all tomorrow, guys. Have a good night.